That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this podcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Gonzo'S Wrestling Room, Monday, January 19th, 2026. I'm Chris Gonzo'S, joined by Tony Gonzo'S, Warren Misery, and Marcus Fine. How's it going, guys?
Staying warm.
Oh yeah,
Trying to. It's not easy. it's cold out there.
It's brisk.
Oh, man, it's colder than...
Which is something in a brass something? Is that how?
Yeah, I went out and got the trash cans earlier, man. It was cold.
You're out there for about a minute, 2 minutes, and that's enough.
Yep,
That's for sure.
I agree. Well, guys, let's get this thing going. Good big show tonight here on GWR. We're going to bring in our guest host, Damian DeVille. He's a pro wrestler, also I believe he's a champion at AACW. We also helps put things together there. How's it going, Damian?
It's going good.
Yeah, we got his belt back there. Glad things are going good with you.
How y'all doing? Ain't seen you guys for a while, Chris, Tony.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. We're trying to get some things worked out. Maybe we can get back on the road soon, I hope.
Miss y'all.
Yeah, we miss getting out there and seeing them shows, seeing you guys. Well, I know one thing that you had said when you was talking about being on this show, you talked something a little bit about an injury. Can you give us an update on that?
Yeah, been hobbling around. It's something that kind of came about earlier in the year and just kind of or last year, and just kind of got worse over time. And we had a couple months off, so I figured that was the opportune time. I was just hoping to make it to that off season and had the opportunity to start, having my foot looked at. And I go in for an MRI, which is pretty much going to tell us how bad of a plantar plate tear I have.
Ouch.
And whether it's going to require surgery or just staying off of it for a long time. So that's pretty much where I'm at with that right now.
Okay, well, best of luck with that. Hopefully it's the better of the choices. Hopefully you get back quick.
Yeah.
Because you guys got a show, what, March?
We fly back up in March. Return of the Madness, back in Sharpsville. We got 8 dates for this year. Right now, we're going to try to fill in some more. In the summer months, we're going to look for maybe some outside shows. That gym gets rather hot, which,
Yes.
I could see why people don't want to come out in July, August, So we're going to try to find some outside stuff going on.
Yeah, they can be a lot of fun. We've broadcast some fair shows and stuff like that. That's a lot of fun.
Right.
Marcus,
Motorcycle Club. That's one of my favorites.
Definitely looking forward to the Milwaukee Iron Show. I think that's already in the books that that is a definite outside. I guess so. I guess what I should say, we have 9. We have 8 dates at Sharpsville. But I guess we have 9 for the year, counting the biker show there.
Marcus, do you have any questions for Damian?
Okay, you got an extra time to prepare for Idle Hines. Idle Hines is your opponent coming up in March. Tell us your thoughts. That's a big beast.
I'm not going to say I'm not worried about him. I was hoping to do battle with him in December. but obviously the weather, we had to cancel the December show. But yeah, he's still in line for his shot in March. Granted, I'm healed up by March. You know, time will tell. But like I said, I'm not going to tell you that I'm not worried about Idle Hines, because he is a monster. He is a beast. He calls himself the God of War, and I think he's earned that title.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I've seen him a few times, and he's one dangerous guy. Warren, do you have any questions for Mr. DeVille?
I mean, probably on the other side of stuff with your MMA stuff, has this injury put any kind of hold on some of that stuff you do, or?
I mean, as far as returning to the cage, I think I ruled that out last year. It just wouldn't have been. I don't know. At my age, it would have been a hard comeback. But so I think it's kind of, you know, that book's closed, I think.
Okay. And Chris, do you have any questions for Damien?
He just stole mine. That was the first question that popped in my head was about MMA, and he just.
Yeah, I mean, I'll still train. You know, I'll still go to the team gym and, you know, hang with the guys, and I'll still roll around and all that. But as far as full-time training in that game and getting back into that, I think, like I said, I think that book's closed. I don't think there's any reason for me to go back and damper what I've done already. You know?
Which do you think
my
is
last
harder?
Fight, I won in 17 seconds. I'm gonna stay with that.
Which one do you think is harder on your body, the MMA or pro wrestling?
I mean, people ask me that all the time, and I think they're even, man. I really do. If you train like you should train to be a fighter, you're literally fighting every day. And you know what I mean? I don't know how many times I went home from the gym with a concussion and went to work the next day and was right back in the gym sparring, you know what I mean? And then wrestling, you know, you're taking the repetitive bumps. I think they even out, man. I really do.
I have a question real quick. If you could have one more fight in MMA and fight anybody that you wanted, who would be your dream fight?
Tiger Banks.
Okay. Is he a local guy?
Hopefully, none of them guys are watching this. None of the promoters see this and start getting the ball rolling on that. But he was actually one of the guys that was in talks of when I was going to return. That was going to be one of the guys I was going to fight. That was one of the guys in my weight class that kind of dominated as well, and our paths just never crossed. You know what I mean? So I guess it would have to be that guy.
Okay, guys, real quick, we're going to jump into Marcus's independent wrestling report, and we're going to come back from that and let Damien have an opportunity to ask us a question if he'd like to. So, Marcus, let's do this.
Kelly's got a question. We all know what Kelly's question is, but Kelly has it. True. Can you read that?
Well, I don't know, Kelly. You've rooted against me quite a few times recently. A nerd confrontations there. So I'm gonna say you were in the lead a long time ago, but I think now you guys are neck and neck.
Okay.
Neck to neck. Okay.
You gotta watch you be hanging out with.
That's true.
Guilty by association, Kelly. People told me that my whole life. Now I get to say it.
Okay, Marcus. Let's jump into that report.
Well, I was shout out to Shooting with Shane, Billy Buzz,
Yep.
and Kelly. I think that's who's all in here. Okay. I do have a prayer request. I don't know if you guys seen that Victoria from Skyconic was in I'd say a major fender bender. I think it was on Friday. She busted her eyebrow open, broke her glasses. She's got a concussion, sore arm, shoulder, back, and totaled her van. I will give a shout out to whoever that guy's insurance is, because at the end of the day, she had a rental car. They were already working on a replacement car and replacing her glasses before she even got home. So I'd love to know who that guy's insurance is. So to have it all done in that day. So anyway, prayers out to her. I'm sure she's still pretty sore. Okay, then I have birthdays for today. Mrs. Scarecrow's wife Jasmine's birthday is today. AACW's Hobo Jones' birthday is today.
Hobo.
Omega D's birthday is today. And our guest from last week, Too Loud Timmy Jackson's birthday is today. And then on Thursday, referee David Lee's birthday. No, that's on Tuesday. Referee David Lee, who's also been a co-host broadcaster here on GWR on away shows. WWE Hall of Famer Leilani Kai's birthday is on Friday. Marty Clay, he's one of my Kentucky buddies, birthday is on Saturday. Larry D, Paige Jones's husband and the famed Larry D's birthday is on Sunday. And WPW champion Jesse Winchester's birthday is on Sunday. So happy birthday to everybody there. If we missed you, happy birthday. Okay, got a couple sets of results.
Why are we telling that no good Winchester happy birthday for?
Yeah, that's his birthday. Yeah, you gotta give him a little motivation. Happy birthday. I wish everybody a happy birthday. Okay.
Everybody, Marcus?
I don't think I've denied a birthday yet, have I? I don't know. I plead the fifth. I don't know. Get back and look. Okay, so we was not at the Outlaw Arena on Friday. Kelly was not feeling well. So again, according to my good buddy Wes Ryan, WCWO at the Outlaw Arena, Friday, January 17th. Zay Gates defeated Zach Nova via DQ when Zach low-blowed Zay and the Waterboy came out and claymored Zach. Mike Noble defeated Timmy Jackson. Maliko defeated Pogo. Try to get this one. Jordan Davis and Juan Sanchez defeated Ruthless Domination, Slaughterhouse, and Rampage, which was Kurt Busse and Pharaoh King in a four-way tag team match. Andre Stray defeated Kenneth James. WCWO Territorial Champion Mark Magnus defeated Phoenix in a non-title match. And Waterboy defeated CJ Cyclone, Eric Onyx, Christian Cash, and Hank Calhoun in a scramble match. And during that match, our guest here in a few minutes, Camron Saturn, came out and stunned everyone, including Reggie. And I seen the footage.
Good.
Well, that's awesome that he got Reggie.
That's awesome.
Everybody going like
Congratulations. Yeah.
Okay, then me and Warren and Kelly was all in Danville, Illinois last night. AVW's Resolution, Danville, Illinois, Sunday, January 18th. The pre-show match saw Stetson Winters defeat Damon Jackson. Theo White and Devontae Knox, also known as Trauma Unit, defeated Christian Cash and Maliko. They're also known as Cold Hard Cash. Mike Noble defeated Juan Sanchez, Zach Nova, Eric Onyx, Jay Steele, and Zay Gates in a scramble match. He retained his AVW No Limits title. Leela Feast defeated Paris McQueen. Here we go. Mark Magnus defeated T.Y. Ice to become the new Keys to the 210 champion. So congratulations to Mark Magnus. Andre Stray defeated Calvin Coco via countout. Miguel Murphy defeated Rico Jones. And IK3 defeated the Cobra and Jimmy Carrot in a triple threat match. He is the new AVW heavyweight champion. So congratulations to our new champions. Now, for the 12 people in attendance and anybody else that's PM'd me in the last 24 hours, here is now my review from last night. So It was a sold out crowd, very loud crowd.
Wait a minute. You said 12 people? That
12
was sold
people
out?
on my way from my seat to the door.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you
And
said
then-
12 people at the show. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
that
well,
was sold out.
Yeah, it was.
He
sold
made
out.
it-
It was a very small arena. No, it was a sell.
I don't think he made you when you first said you said 12 people in attendance. That kind of left it.
No.
Last week we had the bathroom break.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, there was no bathroom breaks. That was what Ruler Foods was about. But anyhow,
Okay, okay.
but no, the 12 people that stopped me from my chair to the door, including Warren and a few others, I said, tune in to GWR. I don't give anything out. Anyway, so it was a very loud crowd. It was a sold out crowd. The card was fantastic. The storytelling was great because there is now going to be a match next month between the highlight reel taking on Trauma Unit. That right there is a main event anywhere.
Yeah.
Our co-host here, Warren, came out with the belt. I don't know where he rounded that thing up at, but after the Cobra found out who had it, came out to get it, Warren was more than willing to hand it to him and run out of the building or the back door or wherever before he pissed his britches. I don't know how it was, but Warren got the hell out of Dodge.
Strategy.
Warren then thought he was the guest ring announcer for the main event, and that was told that wasn't happening. So Cecil was. IK3, when he won the title, the crowd was pissed.
My guy.
Yes, pissed. I never heard a crowd get so boo and pissed like I did last night when he pinned. Who did he pin? Nice carrot. Yeah, he did. Because Calvin Coco interfered. But anyway, it was great. I'll tell you, that was probably one of the best shows for an all-around event I've been to in a while. So, AVW is back. Came out with a bang for 2026. So Cecil and company, take a bow. You did very well last night.
And we're just beginning. We're just starting.
So yeah, go ahead, Warren. You got more of the gist there.
Hey, like I said, that was my guy. That was my master plan, and he come through and came up big for AVW. Like I said last night, we're starting off 2026, and we're looking to go to the top of everything when it comes to independent wrestling in Illinois. So yeah, that's just the start of things. It's going to be a fun year, and as long as the people keep showing out, we'll keep showing up. So.
And to have the highlight reel coming in next month, that's awesome. They're one of the best independent tag teams.
This tag team they're
wrestling
taking
tag
on
teams
is like
around.
the Illinois version of them. So
Yeah. I've heard a lot about them too. So sounds like you guys are off to a big start, and that's awesome for Warren, who's helping out there, and Cecil and all the people involved there. Congratulations.
And I don't know, was there a confrontation with that woman? I mean, that woman was yelling at somebody really bad, and they had to
On the corner?
We're there at the end.
Our super fan on the corner.
I don't know. It was that woman that was sitting along the wall to the left or the right of us. She was over there screaming something bad, and they ended up just kind of.
I don't know. I know there's a couple people that are a little upset that Calvin Coco turned heel, but and guys know where the wins are going to come from. So he made a correct decision in that. So.
Well, but when IK3 won, man, you ought to heard that crowd. I was like, well, I've never seen this. Was fantastic. They were pissed. So you had the crowd when you pissed them off.
I was confident when I seen the card.
Yeah, Steve, that's the lady.
was
That's
gonna
the
be
lady.
good.
Steve Butler was in attendance last night too. He was sitting behind us. So
Well, sounds like it was a awesome show.
I have one more thing to say. Since Steve Butler is in the house, you owe me $1 for every time my head got in one of your photos. I could be up to at least 103, I think.
Marcus wants some royalties.
Yeah, but my head was on. Yep.
Well, Butler saying, get that big head out of the way.
Should have stood behind me.
Well, I'm glad
No,
you
it
guys
was
had a good
it
time.
was a fantastic show. So
Thank you.
That's awesome.
I know.
That's fine.
I know. I don't speak for the AVW Icon, but I'm sure they'd all say the same thing. Thank you for that. They've all worked very hard, and I mean that a lot. I mean, they really worked hard to try to put on a really good show for everyone. So I'm glad to see it paid off. I know. When I get a chance to talk to a lot of those guys out there, I'll share those sentiments too, so they all know.
yeah.
Most definitely. I'll send Cecil a message. So that's awesome. And I already told Warren, good job. So, but I'll send Cecil a message. Okay, guys, you got anything else, Marcus?
Yeah, is it February 15th, the next one?
February 15th, no heart, no soul.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I'd see that. Steve was asking that too. So,
Okay, well, let's go back to our special guest host, Damian DeVille. Damian, do you have any questions for me or Chris, Marcus, Warren, all of us?
Man, you put me on the spot like that. I wasn't prepared for questions for y'all. Man, no, I can't think off the top like that.
Okay, that's fine. Do you guys have any more questions for? I have one for everybody here, but for Damian, because he is a pro wrestler, been doing it for a long time. WWE is getting ready to roll out their second season of Unreal tomorrow, and I want to get your thoughts on a show that shows all behind the scenes stuff. Do you think it's a good thing, bad thing? You don't think it makes a difference anymore since most stuff's already out anyway? Have you watched? Did you watch the first season? That type of thing.
I watched the first season, and me personally, I enjoyed it. But I feel like, I feel like they gave too much away.
Okay.
But I do feel like, again, it almost doesn't matter anymore. I feel like in this day and age, anything, it's going to make people that aren't wrestling fans appreciate it a little bit more, to see how much goes into it behind the scenes. I think they will, because I always, when people, talk about wrestling being fake, I always say, well, what's your favorite movie? Or what's your favorite TV show? Now I think people will look at it, more of an entertainment aspect. And I think it will possibly draw more people to it. But for the fans that were, aren't the smarks, you know what I'm saying? It kind of did give away a little more. I don't know. I'm so back and forth. I enjoyed it, but I think I enjoyed it because, like I said, I've been in the business for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I enjoyed it, and I kind of agree with you. I think that opening up and showing, and could they show too much sometimes? It's possible, yeah. But I think opening up and showing what the business kind of really is, how much work goes into it, and what happens behind the scenes to a certain degree, which what they show is still controlled. So it's not all out there. I think it's a good thing for the business, where the business is now, because you got the dirt sheets, you got all these people reporting everything as soon as it happens. There's spoilers out for everything. If anything's taped, or anything. So I don't think there's really a whole lot of kayfabe anymore as far as that goes.
When they started doing Tough Enough years ago, I mean, it was pretty much all out there at that point. You know what I'm saying? Even though, it came out in the 80s, 90s, that it wasn't really,
okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Marcus, what do you think?
I have nothing more to say. I mean, you guys hit it. They went too deep. I said that when we critiqued the first one. I mean, going a little bit in is fine, but they went too deep into it. I thought some stuff people just don't need to know, even us who know how it works. We don't need to know a lot of that. And then you give it out to everybody. Then everybody thinks they're an authority when they're not.
Yeah.
Listen, you ought to hear fans. And I mean, come on. I heard so much shit in front rows and at the door waiting to get in. And it's just, you just shake your head like, where in the hell did you even come up with that? So, everybody you're an expert on everything all of a sudden. So,
I don't care if guys got an opinion or an idea, but when you think that you're the booker for WWE or AEW, and if they don't do what you think they should do, you think it's horseshit, and you get all upset. I don't understand that mentality. I can understand fantasy books. I mean, I think they should do this. Well, if they do something different, just enjoy it. There's no point in getting mad because you got a different viewpoint.
Well, yeah, but then if they worked every way they wanted, then would they watch it? If you knew what was going to happen, that's the whole point of watching it, is to see what's going to happen.
Right. I want to
perfect. Yeah, perfect example. Nobody, in my opinion, there's people after the fact said that they predicted it, but nobody predicted Jey Uso to win the World Rumble.
Well, see, that's what they say. They said they predicted it, but I bet they'll bull. They did not.
Nobody predicted Jey Uso come out of nowhere.
My son did call that one.
Okay. Okay.
My thing on that too is
happy birthday, Hobo Jones. He's in the chat. Happy
you
birthday,
get these people. If you get the people that get mad if they ain't booked the way they think it should be booked, but then they want if it is how they say it was going to be, then they say it's too predictable. You can't. So either way they're going to bitch. Like you can't make them happy. Either it's too predictable or you should have done it this way. But if they do it that way, then that was too. So I mean, they're never happy.
Yeah,
we got a 5 shopping cart rating on that birthday wish.
5 shopping cart. That was a good one, Mark. Warren,
well, look at it.
What do you think?
Put it up there, Chris. He put it in. It's in the chat.
Okay.
I'm looking for it.
So right bottom one, last one.
It's not on my screen.
He did it through YouTube. Will that hurt anything?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Warren, what's your take on this?
I mean, you said I growing up in the 80s, I appreciated having that kayfabe, having that curtain there, and it really made things great. And I mean, honestly, with a lot, and I think you say it was a lot of stuff nowadays, technology and the internet's ruined a lot of stuff. And I think that's the thing. If there wasn't such this quick access to information, I think we all still would be. And it's like, yeah, people got to understand that, yeah, I want a match to go a certain way. I want to see something a certain way. But if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to pitch a fit and be like, I'm done with it. I'm like, I didn't like it. I'm going to move. Hey, let's see what's next. Like I said, one of the reasons I've sort of stopped watching Raw is because there's no longer that draw for me where Attitude Era, you didn't know what was going to happen. You really didn't. Austin's going to be on there. He's the Intercontinental Champ. He's challenging The Rock. Are they going to wrestle for the titles? Is there going to be a title change? We don't know. Foley and the infamous win. You never saw any of, and that was what always drew me to that. And so like now I don't watch it anymore just because I'm like, well, now it's just a lot of boring fluff for me. I'm no longer interested. So instead of me going off and saying WWE sucks, I'm just like, hey, I don't like watching Raw just because. And that's their choice because they're the ones with the money, they're the ones with control. Triple H calls the shots, and I'm fine with it. And like I said, it's just a lot of people have to get over themselves. And like I said, with the information age, like even like with us, we've got that ability to try to talk like we know what's going on. Well, we don't freaking know what's going on. Are any of us sitting in on any AEW meetings or any WWE meetings? No, we're not. Are any of us getting paychecks from anyone? I mean, I don't know about Damien. He might be getting some paychecks from some places, but it's like it's and that's how you have to take it. You have to take it with it. It's your opinion, and people don't have to like your opinion. And then
I'll be telling everybody that I have a meeting with Tony Khan after the show. Come on now.
That's why we're running early. And I think with the show that they're doing, it's a lot how I look at like a lot of stuff, like on Facebook and stuff like that. You don't like it, just scroll by it. You don't want to know what's going on behind the scenes, don't watch it. If you're like I like it the way that, okay, then don't watch the show. You don't have to watch the show. No one's saying you've got to watch this to know what's going on. And like I said, to me, I think it hopefully, one of the greatest things about wrestling is that imagination and the children and the kids. I hope that parents don't have some of their kids watch this and it just completely shatters their beliefs of what's going on, because I think that could kill characters. But they had to evolve eventually, because I think it's a good way for like the WWE to say, hey, here's how we do things. So just so you guys know, and leaving it a little bit open to interpretation.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, and that's true. Javon, I was watching today. Javon did get hurt on that live show from Belfast, I believe it was. Did get hurt.
That's two, Shane. That's two, buddy. Keep it up. I'm coming to AACW. Get strike 3. I'm gonna show up in AACW. All right.
Come on in, Warren.
Well, you guys know I
Okay,
always make a
guys.
surprise appearance. I never announce my appearances. I just show up.
That's true.
Well, guys, let's move on and let's bring our rapid fire guest in, Camron Saturn.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
How's it going, Cameron? We're going to be asking you some questions here. We're going to start off with that. Marcus go first. Warren will go second. Damien will go third. I will go fourth. Chris will go last. We'll go for about 30 minutes or so. Don't be in any big hurry. We call it rapid fire. That's more for the questions. You take your time and answer. You don't think you have to give like one word answers or anything like that. So, let's get this started, Marcus.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. My first question, as always, when did you first get interested in professional wrestling?
You know, I've always thought back, and I can't ever remember a time that I specifically got into it. It felt like it was kind of always in my life. I remember having airbrushed Bret Hart, basically leggings as a kid, and then turning those into, or cutting them up and turning them into Jeff Hardy armbands, and pretty much just being with it from that point on. Yeah, so pretty much forever, I guess.
Warren?
All right, my leadoff one. I'm gonna give you a time machine and one front row center ticket for any show in wrestling history. Where are you going and why?
I think I've got to go and watch Jeff Hardy pick up the WWE title front row. I got to be there live to see that, not just freak out at home.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds awesome. Damien?
I will. I'll kind of go off Warren. Pick any dream tag team partner.
Oh my. That's a hard question. I think at this moment, I would have to give that nod to Zay Gates. I really enjoy how he wrestles, and I think as a team that we could do a lot of really fun things in the ring. So I would have to give that to him.
I think you guys would be a killer team.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Note to self.
Yeah, I think that'd be a killer team right there. Yeah, I agree. My turn. Your inspiration for your wrestling character.
I guess I got to keep bringing up Jeff Hardy.
That's fine.
The entire character, so to say, to Cameron is more so an extension of me, and I feel like, or at least what was portrayed, Jeff Hardy had kind of the same thing going on. It was more like getting to live his life as loud as possible. It just happened to be in the ring, and everybody else got to see it. So I like to think that I kind of follow in those footsteps, even if it's not like crazy art or crazy hairstyles, obviously. But yeah.
Good. Chris?
All right. Well, first we'll go with Kelly's question real quick. Kelly wants to know who your favorite super fan is, Kelly or Marcus.
I'm going to plead the fifth on this one.
Okay.
I'm not going to pick a side. I will sit on the fence for this one.
All right. We kind of got two of those tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. That's 3 for the year. That's 3 for the year.
Yeah, 3 ties. Okay. Chris?
All right. For my question, how did you get started in the wrestling business, and how long have you been in the wrestling business?
So I've been around the wrestling business since 2019. I began training on June 19th of 2019 down in Madison, Indiana at Supreme Wrestling. I was very fortunate to have a local promotion, not only in my hometown, but also a promotion that does training. Eric Draven, the um, owner and trainer there, took me in and, gave me a really good foundation in wrestling. And um, that, along with the other trainees in my group, kind of really helped hone in. Um, I guess all those like basic foundations for wrestling. Um, so this would be year 7 that I've been around the business, but I've had breaks and time away from it. So probably looking closer towards 4 years of in ring, I would say.
Okay. And let's go to Marcus.
Chris, Shane's got a good question in the chat there.
I think that a dream stipulation match. I think I'd really enjoy being in a full-blown TLC match, preferably one where you actually have to climb the ladder and retrieve something to win, and not just a pinfall. I've gotten pretty close with kind of a ladder match, kind of a bit of just a hardcore match at WCWO, but I think it'd be really fun to see what all I could put together in a full-blown match with every single aspect going on.
Okay. Marcus?
Okay, well, we'll go off that. What has been your favorite match you've been involved in?
Oh. Oh man. I think one of my favorite singles matches that I've been in, I got to have a match with Davey Bang in Chicago, and I don't know what it was about it. Everything just felt very, very right, if that makes sense. And every aspect of that match, I feel like I can look back fondly on. But for a tag team match, I would have to say probably Shooters Don't Die, when we faced the Awesome Odyssey and Christian Robinson at Unsanctioned Pro. Another just really fun match to be a part of.
Okay. Warren?
What is the worst bump you've ever taken where you're like, no, never again?
Hey, real quick. Hey, Dad, you have your TV or something in the background, your microphone's picking it up.
I don't think it's me. Nope. I got mine on 0.
It was when I muted your mic last time, it stopped. So
It could be the TV on the other side of the wall.
it might have been. It was picking up something.
Okay.
Sorry, Warren, didn't mean to cut you off.
So yeah, what's the worst bump you've ever taken? You'll never take again. You're like, I'm done. No.
So I don't know if this necessarily counts because it wasn't on purpose. I was pretty young on. I think I hadn't completed my first year yet. I went to do a lion salt, completely misjudged it, went out instead of up, and landed pretty much as close to as I could to on my neck as possible without getting injured. I would have to give it to that one.
Okay. All right. Damien?
You said 7 years in the business. What is one song that you have, if you could ban it from being used as an entrance song, you would ban it?
That's a good one.
Everybody's got one.
That's a new question too.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I do have one. I got to make sure I've got the title right. It is Wolves by Big Sean. I've heard it on so many shows, and I have heard it twice on the same show from different wrestlers.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay. My question is, you get to train with any pro wrestler for a month. Who would you pick?
I would probably say Alex Shelley.
Okay.
Not only for what he offers in the ring, but also everything that he can offer in terms of like being able to get me in a shape or in a better in better health physically as well as in ring. I think a month with him would be really beneficial.
Chris?
Which one do I want to go with? Okay, I'll go with this one. What was when you got into the wrestling business, what was the hardest thing for you to learn?
How to talk. I famously have nothing to say. I tend to just kind of be there. And when I'm wrestling, if you've watched enough of my matches, I'm sure sooner or later you've seen me go a whole match without saying anything. That's probably been the hardest thing, talking on the mic, promos, in the ring, all of it. I tend to just, I'll talk with my face, but that's about it. Still working on it.
Okay. And Marcus?
All right, here's another new question. You're leaving the venue. Where's the first stop you make on your way back to your house?
If possible, a Waffle House. Gotta be
That does
a
not surprise
Waffle
me. Like every pro wrestler loves some Waffle House.
And I don't think I walked on your question, Tony, because I was trying to phrase it so it wouldn't
That's fine.
words later. So.
Well, I want to see if I can add on to that. Is it okay, Marcus?
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of pro wrestlers ask this. What's your Waffle House order?
I can't think of what it's called. I get it's the bowl with sausage, eggs, and hash browns. I'll get my eggs running, and I'll add some ketchup on top, and then probably a chocolate chip waffle on the side.
Okay. Okay. Warren?
All right, I'm gonna follow this one. So, who would you pick as your tag team partner, Chris or Tony?
Oh.
got a midget and cripple. What the hell? And I'm crippled too.
I don't know.
I'll help you.
Tough
You should pick
question.
Chris. Chris was a very good high school wrestler. I suck, so I would take Chris.
I think I would
unless
take.
you're wrestling another. If you're wrestling another midget, maybe me.
I think I would go with Chris. Seems like he's got a bit more fire.
Yeah.
And if I'm down, I'll need somebody to really get him going.
And he sometimes has a cane he could use also. So.
There we go. Thinking three-dimensionally.
Okay, I believe it's my turn again. No, it is Damien's turn. Damien's turn.
Is it mine?
Yep.
Okay. I will honor SWS with this one. DX or NWO?
I've got to say DX. It's 100% based on the time period I grew up in. I was not alive to witness the peaks of NWO, but I did get to see the peaks of DX. So I'll have to say DX.
My question is the best independent pro wrestling match that you've seen live.
Oh man. Sorry, I've got to really think for that one. Hmm.
I think I stumped him.
Yeah.
No, yeah, had I've seen quite a bit of independent wrestling over time. I think one of the ones that I've enjoyed watching the most, I would have to say Hoodfoot versus Madman Pondo for RPW. Um, I don't know what it is about that match. I can't. I every time I go back and watch it, I feel like I'm picking up on new things to enjoy.
Chris?
Yes. What's something you love about the wrestling business, and what's something you hate about the wrestling business?
Oh. Something that I love about the wrestling business, I think for a lot of people, especially independent wrestling, is a way to interact with something that, always felt larger than life. And being able to be a part of that in really any way, whether that be, as a fan, as a wrestler, commentating, running cameras, sound, it feels like you're really a part of something. Oh, no, excuse me, Reggie.
Oh, that's my next question. That's perfect.
Oh, what I hate about the wrestling business? Reggie Edwards.
Oh,
That's
that's
what
a
I
great
hate.
answer. That's a great answer. There's a lot of people who agree with that answer. Okay.
What a guy. What a guy.
It's my turn.
Yep,
It's
Mark.
Marcus.
And Reggie popped in here like he knew what I was going to ask. The next question is, what was it like to give Reggie a stunner last Friday? And then
Cinema.
Reggie pops in here. It's like he must have known.
He could tell. It was a great time. Would recommend it to anybody and would do it again.
I can understand that. Okay. Ward?
All right. I mean, yeah, like I said, like 7 years in the business. What titles have you held?
So I have primarily been in tag teams. So the titles that I've held the tag team titles for Paradigm Pro Wrestling, and um, and for New Wave Pro, and I've held the Central States title and tag team titles at Supreme Wrestling, and then I have held the WCWO Outlaw title.
Okay. Next up is Damien.
Okay, so we talked about Waffle House. Let's say there's no Waffle House around, and nowhere else is open. The only thing between you and home is gas station food. What are you filling up on at the gas station?
My first choice is a Polar Pop and some gas station pizza. Can't go wrong with it. But if that's not available, I'll settle for a hot dog.
Okay.
That's kind of dangerous being after the event. Those hot
Yeah.
dogs been on there a while. I don't know if I'd want to do that, but anyhow.
I
Okay.
have to say, truck stops tend to have pretty good food all day around, or at least
Definitely for
fresh
the truck
food.
stop. Yes.
Yep. You get to be in a Survivor Series traditional matchup. Who would be your 4 partners? You can pick anybody that you want.
Oh man. I think I'll pick. Oh man. I'll probably take Prime Batista. Prime Kenny Omega. I'll take. I'll probably take. I'll take Jeff Hardy and throw in Matt Hardy because the two of them together is always better than just one.
Okay. And Chris.
Yeah, if a young wrestler or a young person that was wanting to get in the wrestling business came up and asked you for advice, what would be your best piece of advice?
My best piece of advice would be to keep an open mind. And by that, I mean a lot of things. Um, Sometimes when people get into the wrestling business, you don't necessarily know what aspect of it you're going to be good at because, it's a blank slate. Um, so wherever your character ends up going or your career ends up going, um, constantly being open to advice from those around you, listening to vets or fans and seeing what people have to say about your work and whatever aspect you contribute to wrestling. Having an open mind will, in my opinion, only lead to good things for you. Now, that's not to say that you have to listen to everybody's advice and that, you can't ever make your own decisions, but being open to the idea of change will only benefit you in the long run.
That's a fantastic answer, I believe, in my opinion. Let me ask Damon, what do you think of that answer? You've been around the business for a long time. You work with a lot of independent wrestlers, young independent wrestlers. What do you think of his
That
answer?
was a solid answer. Very, very spot on. I agree with it 100%. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut in line.
Okay.
Back off that. What's the best advice you've ever received in wrestling?
The best advice I think that I ever received was to ask questions. In like almost in an annoying fashion.
Yes.
There is not a single match that I've completed where I haven't asked somebody what they thought of it, what this looked like, how did this feel, or just any kind of feedback. I felt very like ashamed to ask it at first because it was like, well, if somebody's not telling me, then they probably didn't want to tell me. But people get very busy, especially on a show day. So actually breaking down that barrier and just asking somebody what they thought has probably been one of the best pieces of advice that I've got.
Marcus, final two questions.
All right. Supreme is a well-known training facility. Eric Draven's done pretty well. I mean, he's really good. Who did you train with, and who are some of the bigger names that have come out of Supreme?
So I trained with primarily Gaston LaRue. Kind of just ended up being two peas in a pod. I feel like during training for the most part. Obviously, we were able to come out as a team, and then our careers branched off in different directions. And I think he's had a lot of success. I really enjoy what he does. I hmm, I'd say probably I would say probably Gaston as one of like the most I would consider like currently successful on the independents, as in like getting to travel, getting booked pretty regularly, and the amount of exposure that he gets through like IWTV or PWI and stuff like that. I think I would have to give it to Gaston. I think that he's probably been one of the most successful outside of Draven himself from Supreme.
Okay. Warren.
All right. Being in for so long, I'm sure you've been on both sides of the fence. Which do you prefer more, face or heel?
Oh, I think for singles wrestling, I prefer to be a face. I think it plays to a lot of my strengths as a wrestler. And I think in a tag team, I prefer to be a heel. I think there's a lot more that um, you could do as a heel tag team in terms of like being able to control and structure matches in different ways, and how you could present yourself. And there's a lot of really fun opportunities there to mess with the other wrestlers and the audience that I don't think you really get as often when wrestling in singles.
Okay. Damien.
Okay, coming from a guy who's going through it right now, what's the worst injury you've had?
So I've been, cross my fingers, knock on wood, everything possible. I think I've been pretty fortunate to not suffer any major injury, really. I've broken my nose and I've broken a couple bones in my foot off of a really stupid. Like I was getting eliminated in a battle royal. I went over the top, landed wrong, broke bones in my foot. Um, but I think that's really the worst that I've suffered so far in terms of like an actual injury.
Right.
My question is for your favorite meal to eat and your go-to snack.
Ooh, my favorite meal to eat would have to be pizza. It's easy. You can get it pretty much anywhere. My favorite snack. Hmm, Probably would have to say nacho cheese Doritos. I know it's a bit too generic answers, but
No, that's fine.
they're staples for a good reason.
Yep. And Chris.
Have you got the opportunity to wrestle out of the state of Indiana?
Yes, I have. I've gotten to wrestle in quite a few states, and I'm very fortunate for those opportunities. Um, some of the crazier ones, I would have to say, it was New Jersey and New Hampshire, and also Las Vegas. Getting to fly out and wrestle in a mall there was was a
Oh,
really
that's
fun
awesome.
time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. To our final round of questions, guys. Marcus.
Tanner Kelly had one. Chris.
Oh, okay.
Nobody cares.
Tanner
about it.
Keller. Who cares a shit about Tanner Keller?
That's a good question. I'd like to know. So,
Who let him in? What the heck, man? I thought we blocked.
Yeah. Hell.
You guys want me to ban Tanner?
he'll figure a way to come in.
Favorite WCW wrestler? Hmm. It's another good one. I gotta really think for that one. Are we talking like WCW as in like World Championship Wrestling, the promotion?
Yeah.
If so, I think everything that Arn Anderson did in WCW was good. I'll give it to him.
That's a great pick.
I knew Dad was going to like that pick.
Can we ask the
Marcus?
room that? Can we ask the room that?
Yeah. Warren, who's your favorite WCW wrestler?
Well, my favorite was Kevin Nash, but really for WCW himself was Chris Jericho. He brought the entertainment outside, and not only a skilled wrestler, but I mean, come on, who could forget the list? You know, hold one, arm bar.
Arm bar.
or he brought Ralphus as a security guy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, Chris?
It would have been Sting before they turned him into the Crow or whatever before the NWO stuff. But when he was the Surfer Sting before that, it had been him, and then Ric Flair.
For me, it'd probably Dusty and Steamboat.
I would say
Damn
Sting
it.
I'll just say Vacant.
Okay. Marcus, what about you?
Well, it'd be Sting for WCW, but if you go before it was WCW and NWA, I'll go Harley Race. So
Okay.
that was a good question, Tanner. Now
That's-
that's the way
that's a
compliment you're getting. So
Oh,
would expect another one for a while.
Shane has a good one too.
Yep.
Brian
Flying
Pillman.
Brian. Yep.
Yeah, I seen Flying Brian and Steamboat in a cage in India. It was fantastic. So,
nice.
well, my question, it's not a question, it's funny story time. Did you have a funny story you could pass along to us? And it does not have to be PG. So
Yeah, believe me.
if you've got a bad one,
Some of
go
the
for
ones-
it. Because we've heard
Yeah.
some stuff on here that
Ooh, some of the ones we've heard. Woo!
There's some good ones.
I have a pretty tame one.
Okay.
When I was thinking back, like in terms of like moments that I've lived through that are funny for other people, I don't know if I necessarily have a whole bunch. I think one of the funniest situations that I think I was in, for 1 year for Pawcade, Chad French's charity show to support local animal shelters. I had happened to bring my dog with me at the time, and I was scheduled to be in the Battle Royal, and I somehow got away with bringing my dog with me in the Battle Royal. And she was never eliminated, so I will forever say that she technically won that Battle Royal.
Okay. All right.
And for reference, the vicious pooch in question.
Yeah.
So she was able to
Okay,
sneak
yeah.
in.
so you know Sign Guy then.
Huh?
So you know Sign Guy then. Jason, God, I can't think of his last name. He does a lot of those Pawcades as a referee at times.
I'm sure I do. I'm really bad with names, but faces I'm a lot better with.
Yeah.
Okay. Warren.
Alrighty. WrestleMania is known for their awesome entrances and live music bands there. Who would you want to play you out for your WrestleMania and what song?
Oh man, if I could really have it my way, and selfishly, I would love to take my independent theme to the big screen if I could. I would love to hear Phil Collins be played live, and actually get to see him do the drum solo before I come out.
Oh.
I think that would be a pretty
That'd be
crazy
killer.
entrance.
That would be killer.
Hey Ryan, before we go, Shane brought up the dinner and a movie at IHOP. You remember that? The couple in the parking lot having there you go.
I had to think about it for a minute, but yep, I do. Got us a show that night.
Okay. Damien.
Smallest and biggest crowd that you've ever performed in.
The smallest crowd is single digits. Still don't know why I took part in it. I did an IWA tryout show, and that was an experience. But there was probably no more than Ian and JC Rotten, and I think maybe one other person in that crowd. And I think the biggest crowd that I've been a part of was 01 did their big double ring, double cage show in Decatur at the Decatur Civic Center. I think that's the biggest crowd that I've been a part of.
That's a good venue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My final question is: your Mount Rushmore of pro wrestlers. Who would be your 4 picks for you? Don't worry about what everybody else picks. For you, who would be your 4?
Four. I think first I have to put Jeff Hardy. Then probably Kenny Omega. Probably Kenta Kobashi, and then Eddie Guerrero. That's where I would leave that.
It's an interesting 4, but I like it. Yeah, that's good. Chris, final question.
All right. What I do with my final question is give you a chance to promote yourself, let people know upcoming shows, if you have merch, social media, any of that good stuff.
Yeah. I'm Camron Saturn. You can find me with the same username, pretty much. Well, not anymore, but on Instagram and Facebook. I also have a photography website where I upload photos of shows that I've recently shot. They happen to all be WCWO shows for the time being, but that's CamronSaturn.smugmug.com. I do have merch. I've got some T-shirts, stickers, 8x10s, postcards. I haven't carried it with me for a while, but I will be bringing those back around to shows. And yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much all there is to it.
Okay. First of all, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. You did a fantastic job. Definitely want to have you on again. But I want to tell you personally, for me, I think you're doing an outstanding job in the ring. I've always liked watching you wrestle, especially about a year ago or so when I was seeing you at WCWO on a regular basis at their shows that they did. I thought you did a fantastic job. So one of my favorites. You really are. So just want to tell you that from me. You guys got anything else for Cameron before we let him get out of here?
You're just softening him up because he picked Chris to be his tag partner, so you don't want him to stir up too
Hey,
much, huh?
I'm good with that. I'm good with that pick. All right.
I'll
just want to thank you.
Tony, and I will say Cameron's a hell of a worker, and we do look forward to having him back at AACW.
Yep, fantastic. I 100% agree. Marcus, do you have anything?
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yep.
I wasn't
Thanks
sure
for
when I
having me,
reached out if you would do it, but you come right back and say, "Oh, I'd be happy to." So
yeah, we'll definitely have you on again, maybe as a guest host or something like that. We're starting to do that now. So we appreciate you being on, and you have a good night. You're gonna be rooting on IU here in a little bit.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be heading to Assembly Hall after this to join the watch party
Really?
for the game. So
Okay.
Oh, he's gonna
one
have a
of the
good
few
spot.
benefits of living in Bloomington.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
had
know
a
you
good
lived in
spot.
Bloomington. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Have a
Get
great
him out
time.
of here,
Let's
man. Get in time.
let's root on a winner.
Oh yeah. We're hoping for the right outcome.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for coming on again. We'll see you later.
All right.
Yep.
So thank you guys for having me.
I thought he had some really good answers, and Damien had some good questions. Appreciate that. Definitely may have you on again if you want to come on as a guest host.
I had a blast. Coming on. It's always fun coming on, hanging and talking wrestling with you guys.
Yeah, we love doing it. Appreciate everybody watching. Do you guys got anything before we get out of here?
I don't think so. WCWO's in Frankfurt on Saturday.
Okay.
That's all I know.
That's the only show you got this weekend?
Well, I should do Friday.
Okay.
WCWO back to back. That's my goal. May end the month with 8 shows. That's all I'm hoping.
Okay.
So
Well, hopefully you make it, and we appreciate everybody watching.
this weather will calm down. It'll be even better.
And
That's our,
folks get-
that's arthritis people. Chris, right? Your
That one,
arthritis
yeah.
hurting you?
What'd you
Saturday.
say,
Yes,
Marcus?
yes, Steve. Wrestling Theology Saturday.
Okay.
Fortville, I believe, is this time around.
Okay.
Thank you, Steve. I forgot about that.
Marcus, what did you say to Chris? He didn't hear you. I didn't either.
Is your arthritis hurting you bad too because of the weather?
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh,
it
yeah.
can make up its mind. 54
mine's
degrees
bad.
today, 3 below tomorrow. It's like shit.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's supposed to be real cold this weekend again too.
I worked
Michigan.
Saturday and Sunday, and so I could take the today off since it was going to be so cold. I didn't want to be out in it.
Don't blame me.
Well, that's why we rushed to the store last night when the show was over, so we didn't have to go anywhere today. So
Yeah.
That was my plan. I
Smart
was like,
strategy.
I'm staying home Monday, watching football.
Well, we appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you guys next Monday. Normal time next Monday, 6:30. Everybody have a great
Please hit
night.
that subscribe button on YouTube, back down to the sports room, and we'll see you guys next week.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.